Hi guys. Okay, here I am. See, that's what I did last time. This isn't live.
No, that's always a little behind. It'll always be.
Oh,
The OBS is live. If you want
okay.
to look at that,
Okay. I guess I am live.
click OBS.
I'm clicking this thing. Kyle's here helping me.
Hey, they can't see you. All they can see is you. They can't see your computer.
Okay. Well, you were in the screen. Okay, hi guys. How are ya? Are you ready for some spring decor? I hope so because that's what we're talking about today. We're going to talk about how to add in a little bit of spring decor even though we have, I think, 3 inches of snow on the ground here in Michigan. All those that are not in Michigan, over on the west side, I know you're hot. I heard it's like 90 there. Anyway, so I want you, I can see the chat today, so I want you to type in some questions. I'm going to be happy to answer them. Today, we're going to do it a lot simpler than I had been attempting to do this before. I was trying to show you videos, and if you watched before, you know how that went. Not real well. So today I'm just going to sit in this chair and I'm going to show you some things and we're going to talk. How does that sound? So let's get started. Um, First of all, what I'm going to show you is mostly things that I either thrifted or bought at a local antique shop. Some of it's from my own shop that I kept and I still love. So a lot of that's, you're not going to be able to find. I couldn't do a link for that. So I put real similar things up here, pinned at the top in the chat. It's all Amazon. So they're very similar in some things. I found exactly the same. So if you go on there and you do buy something, I get, I think, a 3% commission. So I appreciate that. Thank you so much. You definitely don't have to buy it, but it's just there for you if you, because I already have had people asking me, where can I get that? So just from my little picture. So there's where you can get that if you want it. All right, let's dive in here. Okay, just wanted to check that. So if you watched in January, if you watched my live, I kind of showed you how I decorate in layers. Like Christmas, let's say. That's what we started with. We were taking away Christmas and just leaving winter. So I showed you how like I use a garland on my mantle, put some ornaments on there, say, and then once winter comes, I just take away the ornaments and I leave the winter garland. I kind of came up with decorating in layers when I had the shop. It just was so much easier to not do this big overhaul all the time. I know a lot of people, I said, you decorate a lot for the different seasons? And people tell me, no, it's too much work. So that's what I wanted to kind of eliminate was all that work and kind of just do it in stages. I call it layers, if that makes sense. So I'm going to show you what I did to just kind of bring in the first layer of spring. I made myself some notes. I knew what I was talking about. Let's see, what's the first layer? Oh, you know what? I wanted to mention to you. I don't know if you know, but I created an online community called the Vintage Edge Collection. And in that, it's been a slow go. But what I'm going to start doing there, I did create a PDF that you can just download in there. It's 5 steps to help you kind of get started styling anything, any vignette, any room. It's just kind of got the basics in there. So what I'm going to start doing on there is I'm going to go live at least once a month on there and answer any questions about that PDF. And I also have a design series in there. I just started that. The first one is 5 simple steps to a stylish shelf, I think. So I'm going to be doing a new one every month. So March, I'm going to get ready and do another one. So I'm calling it the Super Simple Styling Series. So that's inside of my Vintage Edge collection. And I'm going to go live once a month and answer your questions around that. And I'm going to kind of go through it step by step, even though both of those things go step by step. I'm going to talk about them step by step live with you. So if you have any questions in particular, you'll be able to ask me right then and there. So if you're interested in joining that or just even seeing more what that's about, you can comment vintage. I call it the Vintage Edge Collection. Comment vintage and I'll be happy to send you that link so you can take a look at that. Okay, first layer. Oh, these things I think scream spring. So what I did is I took out I had a lot of pine stems like in vases and stuff, so I took those out and I replaced them with, in my foyer where I wanted to make a big statement, kind of. I put these cherry blossoms that are hooked on my tulips here. Okay, I put in the cherry blossoms instead of the pines. I put some white tulips in instead of where I had like a pine swag, and I just kind of put those there. I'm going to be showing you too. I'm going to make some videos that aren't live that I will put here on YouTube, and you guys can watch whenever you want. Look for those this coming week. I've started putting those together, so I'll put a little playlist together and you can watch all those, so you can kind of see exactly what I did. So now I'm just showing you what I used. Oh, I was going to tell you where I got them. Those were both from my store, so those were wholesale. So I did find some super similar ones on Amazon, and those are in that link pinned at the top. And I found these calla lilies at a thrift store at the Goodwill. They were only $2. So I stuck those. I didn't like this vase with the fake whatever. I guess that's fake water, right? I just stuck that inside a vase, so you can't see this. So I'll show you that in my video too. So those guys definitely scream spring. Jennifer asked, can I use things that are more everyday, that, that they're not technically spring, but they look more spring? So what I do a lot of times is I use, like, for instance, eucalyptus. I'm going to grab this. I use eucalyptus. This is a garland, and again, this is from the store. I have a very similar one linked in the Amazon thing. It's actually a nice PDF I put together, and I put it in categories and everything, so if you just click on that, it'll take you right to that. Anyway, I use the eucalyptus garland year round. For Christmas, I had my my pine garland layered with the eucalyptus, and then I had my ornaments on top. So that's Christmas. Take away Christmas, take away the ornaments, and you have your garland and your eucalyptus. Take away, so then that's winter, right? So then you take away the pine, and now you just have your eucalyptus, and that I use up. I just keep it up. So to me, this is spring summer all by itself. So that's not spring, but it's lighter. That's what we're doing, is we're kind of lightening up. So that definitely lightens up the look, right? Okay, next thing I like to do. Oh, Jennifer asked, and I forgot to answer her question. She has two questions. Thank you, Jennifer. She also asked, when is it not tacky to use faux greenery and flowers? So there's your answer, Jennifer. Anytime that you want to use them and you like them, it's not tacky. If you don't think it's tacky, then it's not tacky. It's your house. That's what I say. If somebody else thinks it's tacky, they don't have to put those up in their house, right? Right. Okay. So I think those are my two questions I got. Hi, Lisa. Yeah, you guys go ahead and keep putting up the questions. I'm happy to answer them. Let's see. So I went through my eucalyptus. Yeah, I found that way too was really a good way to change out the seasons in the shop without, like I said, a big overhaul. Not so much stuff to store. If you just kind of keep layering, that works at home, that works in your vintage booth, that works in your store. Did I already say that? It just works. We'll go with that. Okay. Another thing I like to do is swap out. So this swapping out is a good way to keep your house looking uncluttered, right? I swap out runners. Can you see that I have my pajamas on the bottom? This is technically my pajamas. I have my Aerosmith. This is my only band sweatshirt, so I think I need more. I like to wear a band t-shirt all the time, as you probably know if you know me. So anyway, I like to swap out my textiles. This is a runner I bought when we went to Marlette not too long ago. It's a handmade runner. Um, I just bought it at a local antique store, super cute. And you know, this is kind of spring colors, right? But it's not. It doesn't say spring or doesn't have a bunny on it. That's what I mean by not buying. Did I even say that? I wanted to say that. I don't buy things that are specifically spring or Christmas or Halloween. A little bit. I buy just a little bit for that holiday, and then it's super easy to take that away. Just a few things. Again, it kind of keeps the clutter down. It helps keep your house looking kind of cohesive. You know, you don't all of a sudden have a bunch of stuff and then nothing. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. So, this to me, I will keep this up all summer. These are summer colors. I swapped out this runner on my coffee table. I had a cable knit runner on there. So just swapping out the heavier textiles for something lighter and brighter, if that makes sense. It kind of keeps it, again, we're lightening up for spring. It's not so heavy. Pillows, you guys. You guys bought pillows like nuts at the store. So pillows is a big one. I like to buy pillows that have a removable cover. I bought this one at the Goodwill. It's down. That's the other thing I buy. I buy down pillows at the Goodwill, Salvation Army, wherever. This one I think was $1.50. And it's Christmas, so you can either take this cover off. It's got a zipper, and put a nice light spring one on, or you can, turn it around and just have a neutral one. And a lot of people ask me, do you wash your pillows when you buy them used like that? Yes, I do. I put them in the wash with baking soda. I do all my laundry with baking soda. And instead of fabric softener, I put in vinegar. And that kind of helps to kill the germs. That's how I do all my laundry. It works great. It really does. And then I do throw them in the dryer. I put them on medium, because the heat also helps to kill any germs. So that's my laundry tip of what I do, and I do that with all of it. I do it with the runners or whatever. So the pillows, super easy to change out pillows. Buy the ones with the removable covers, and then you can swap those out, or like I said, turn them around. So I bought all of these, I think at the Goodwill. So instead of, I have a lot of velvet. I love velvet. I have that fall through spring. And then I just swap them out for this is a woven, I don't even know what it is, but it's just a lighter fabric. See? So that's what I like to do. I like to swap out the heavier fabrics with the pillows too. So I have a really similar one up that you can buy through Amazon if you like. Like I said, I got this one from the Goodwill. I live across the street from the Goodwill. I don't know if that's a good thing or not. I think it's a good thing. Anyway, Howard, no, not so much. Anyway, I think I paid $6. So it doesn't scream spring, but it's springish, right? So it can even go right through. It can stay up all year. It just depends kind of what you put with it. If you layer it with a velvet pillow, then it's going to look heavier. If I layer it with something with a linen pillow cover next to it, it's going to look spring, right? It's going to look lighter. So this was another example. I got this one at the Goodwill. No, I got this one at the Salvation Army. Kind of the same thing. I think this was also $6. I got a super similar one over there in my Amazon PDF thing. Really similar if you don't want to hunt around for one. Now this is what I'm talking about. When I say I add a little bit of spring. I got this pillow. It's a bunny, obviously. It's very, very spring. Keep it up through Easter. And then I'll take the cover off. See, I still have my Goodwill thing on here. Got this at the Goodwill for $3.99. I'll take the cover off and just swap it out for something just more more neutral, right? Something that can carry us through to fall when I put a velvet pillow cover thing on it. When it's, I hope this is making sense. Let me know if it's making sense to you guys. So I swap all that out. Right now, since it's still February and through March, I'm not going to swap out my throws. I have throws on, I think, every chair, every couch in my house. I like to have them handy, and people are always cold in my house because I am always hot. I'm not going to switch those out till I see you again next month. I'm going to do this every month like we did our monthly markets at the store. I think that's kind of fun. We did it very seasonally there too. So, excuse me. I think I burped. I'm sorry. I'm going to keep the heavier throws on and then swap all those out. And probably I won't put one on every chair like I do for the winter. I kind of start doing that in the fall. I do a lot of plaid. I do a lot of flannel. So those will go away. I do a lot of wool. I love the wool blankets. Those are awesome to buy at thrift stores too. You can find them so cheap. So those will all go away, and I'll show you what I come up with next month. The other thing I keep, and I keep this up all year, I just think you need candles. You need candles all year, right? So I do keep, I like the battery ones because if you forget about them, it doesn't matter. It won't burn the house down. And I like to just keep them on. I have one in my foyer that I just keep it on. So I like this one. It's cream and it's got the little twist on it. And again, if you go in my Amazon PDF, there's a link to this one. They come in lots of different colors too. Oh, thanks, Jamie. She said it's making sense. Thank you. So there's that. And I like these guys too. And I did the amber because I'm like in the warmer tones now. I kind of got away from the white. So these I got a set of these. And I like to put the pillar ones around, and this is just plastic. There, I don't know if you can tell, it's flickering a little bit. So they look a little realistic, especially, if nobody's looking at them like this. They're looking, you put them up on a sconce or whatever, they look great, I think. So those are the exact same ones. I did buy these two on Amazon. Can't buy everything at the thrift store or locally. My first choice is always a small boutique. Always. If I can find what I love there, that's my first choice. I go to the thrift stores, obviously it's a good price and it goes to a good cost too. It really does. And then my third choice is Amazon. Don't tell Amazon, but it is my third choice to kind of just round out what you couldn't find. And especially like if you like a look of something I showed you and you don't want to hunt for it, you can just go buy it. And I'm going to show you one last thing because I showed a picture of this in my Facebook post, my little brass bunny, who's not really even brass. He looks brass. I had him in the store, and I thought he was so cute. I sold a ton of them, and so many people commented on him that I did put him in the link, too. I found the exact same one on Amazon. That one, I was so shocked at the store. One time, during COVID and everything was all crazy, I had ordered these rabbits, for spring, and they didn't come until October, and I thought, well, I don't want to have them, that's money, sitting around. So I put out the bunnies instead of waiting for the next spring. I put them out in October. They still flew off the shelves. So I think rabbits are kind of one of those things that isn't necessarily spring, especially if it looks like this. He's not a cutesy little one with a basket or anything, right? So he can be an everyday bunny. So I'm glad that's making sense. Thanks, you guys. I'm going to do just kind of sum it all up for you. When we're heading into spring, we don't have to, whatever you're heading into, you don't have to do a whole big overhaul. Just like I said, think of it in layers. Think, what can I add? What makes sense to subtract now? Like I said, like with the throws, we're still using throws. Even though we're sick of winter, it still really is kind of winter. It's still like it was 9 degrees today, I think, here in Michigan. I think it's going to be 60 though this week, so that's exciting. So anyway, so just kind of lighten it up. Think of it in layers. Next month we'll go a little bit deeper into spring and think more summer. What else did I want to say? Yeah, I guess that's about it. Just think of it as swapping out a few textiles, a few of your greeneries if you're doing the faux flowers and garlands and stuff. Just kind of swap those out for the seasons, and that's really it. It's really super simple. It keeps everything looking cohesive. It's nothing hard, and it keeps it from looking cluttered. You're not just piling a bunch more stuff on. So I hope that makes sense. And like I said, if you're interested at all in more one-on-one, it's not really one-on-one, it's me and whoever's in the group. But if you're interested in more help, and it's actually kind of fun being in a community, it's not like Facebook where this is way more interactive. You guys can actually post there too. You can post your own pictures. Jamie's posted her mantle. It looks amazing. We've got a couple other girls that have been posting, and it's been a long couple of years for me. I've been really in transition mode. So now I'm ready to really devote myself to this. I've learned a lot, so we'll be learning more together. I'm excited to keep going with this. And honestly, I've had a lot of people who own shops and booths who have asked me for help. So I'm thinking I'm going to also add a layer in my online community. We're going to keep the one, it's $5 a month if you'd like to join, or it's $35 for the year if you want to just sign up for the whole 12 months. I'm going to be adding different things in there monthly as well. So that's what that is. And so I've had a lot of interest though in business. So I think I'm going to add another group for business. So if you're interested in learning more about that as I figure out what I'm doing with the business tier, comment business and let's chat and see what kind of help you're kind of looking for. So thanks, you guys. I'm not going to do an after party today. I thought I'm going to get through this, and then I'll see you, I think, next week, you guys. If I know you guys are a lot of you are in the community. So I'll see you there. I'll let you know when the live is. I think I'm going to bump it up a week from what I said it was. I think we're going to do it next week. So I'll see you then. Let me know if you have any questions, either here if you're watching it on replay or in the Vintage Edge. I'll see you there. Thank you.